actually, and he's not been past the round of 16 in any of them. Lost in the first round in Singapore last week. Latif Johari of Indonesia is in charge, and that's Helen Sari sitting in front of the world's biggest coffee cup as the service judge. So as I say, Bobby, even though Lee's ranked 21, Watanabe 14, I think you'd make the Hong Kong-China player the favourite.
Yes, I would. Their highest rankings are quite similar, 13 and 11. So on their day, they're capable of similar results. But you're right, we haven't seen a great deal from Watanabe over the course of certainly this year. He made the final at the Denmark Open last year, beating Alex Lanier, beating Viditsan along the way to face Antonsen in the final. Made the quarter-final of the China Open last year too, but other than that, he's sort of underwhelmed, really, I think, if I'm not too cruel on Watanabe. Whereas, Lee Cheuk Yiu, quarter-final last week in Singapore, is on pretty good form. He's got the head-to-head. Yeah, I think at the moment he'd be a marginal favourite here.
Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Lee Cheuk Yiu, Hong Kong, China. On my left, Koki Watanabe, Japan. Serve, double, play.
So Lee serving first. And he's going to challenge on the first point of the match.
Lee Cheuk Yiu challenges for out.
It's always a bit of a dilemma because I think this is close-ish, but if you're wrong, you leave yourself one for the whole of the game.
I think you've got to be very confident indeed to use a challenge on the first point of the match, certainly, or even the first point of any game.
Oh, what a good challenge that
Correction.
was. Tell you what, he must have X-ray vision.
He got a round of applause from his coach there, actually. That was quite funny. Lovely shot. Taking all the pace off with the slice.
It's a great mover around the court, isn't he, Lee? He's got that kind of languid style. It almost looks lazy, but it isn't. Just the way he moves is almost balletic at times. That's a super... Oh, how did he get that? What a shot from Lee. Didn't help him in the end, but terrific rally.
Serve server, 1-2.
To pick up the net shot, this one to start with was impressive. The second, even better.
Yeah, that net shot almost defied the law of physics, didn't it? Because it looked like he had no chance.
What a deception here as well. Great shot. And to get back to your point as well, he is a great mover. He reminds me of Viditsan a little bit. He's strong, sort of good footwork. He's got a very solid base.
He kind of floats around the court, doesn't he?
Server, 2-3.
He was hunting that net. Had that come
Serve
over, Lee Cheuk Yiu would have been all over that.
4-2. Serve 3.
He's looking confident today. I know he's just missed by quite a way, but the way he's playing, he's taking risks in his footwork. He's looking for certain shots, and when he doesn't get it, he's still quite relaxed. It's a good mental state to be in for Lee Cheuk Yiu.
Well, a few too many unforced errors than he'd like, Lee, at the moment. And it's rather gifting Watanabe the momentum in this first game.
Yeah, it's nice. Good cover.
Serve 5-6.
Well, no risk with the error. I thought something hit the net here. I think it was just the shuttle in the end. Yeah.
That's excellent play from Watanabe. That wasn't the rally of a man short on confidence.
No, great movement. And his shot selections were impressive.
Nine, 5.
Could build himself a nice lead and squandered with the mistake. That's well in court. He's got a good anticipation. He knows what shot is likely to come.
Well, that's as well as I've seen Watanabe play for a while. He leads 11-7 mid-game break.
That was a brilliant setup and an even better final product. This slow drop. No chance for Cheuk Yiu, and Watanabe is playing almost textbook badminton at the moment, except for a little bit of variation in those final shots. It's working well.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Eleven, 7. Play.
It is something of a bizarre scoreline because Lee has been dominating a lot of the rallies. It's made quite a few errors. That's out the back from Watanabe.
Service over. 8-12.
Lee's almost been the aggressor most of the time, hasn't he?
He has, and I think at times he's looked perhaps overconfident.
And he's found Watanabe's defence, for the most part, to be pretty much watertight.
Top section of the men's singles draw as well for these two.
9-13.
Jonathan Christie, on paper, the favourite to go through to face the winner of this one, and Hannes Antonsen also in that section. Confident leave.
10-13.
It's a lovely cross. Oi.
11-13.
It's a long rally from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, and it's a sort of rally that Lee's been losing. But that time, the error came from Watanabe, and the Hong Kong are right back in this first game now.
Oh, indecision from the line judge. I think that prompted the challenge.
Cheuk Yiu challenges
this if I was Lee. Not saying it's clearly out, but I'd certainly want another look at it.
Well, look where the shuttle has landed and where it is now. I mean, it's off camera right now, but it's in the middle of that back box in the court. And if this is going up the line and landing that far out, I think the challenge is a very wise idea. Yep.
2 challenges and 2 successful for Lee.
Correction out. 12-13. Play.
Good net play. Oh, he's gone long.
Story of the match for him so far.
14-12.
It has been today, hasn't it? Other than that Cheuk Yiu match, we've seen quite a few errors at the end of long rallies where players under no real pressure hit the shuttle out the back or out wide. Clever, going over the top. That is lovely. Good setup from Cheuk Yiu.
That's no mistake with the winner.
13-14.
Did the damage with that little punch over the top of Watanabe. That one there had to find the finish, of course.
He did, and what I liked about it was that he knew he didn't have to touch the line. He had a little bit of margin for error there and used it.
Superb. Hunting that all the way. There's intensity about him now.
Well, 13-8 ahead he was at one stage, Watanabe, but the fight back's on now from Cheuk Yiu.
(15-14).
A good turnaround from Watanabe, who so far in the match has been losing the battle at the net. The amount of times Watanabe is either chosen to or forced to lift out after a net exchange, but this time he turns all that around with that cross winner.
Well, he needed some inspiration from somewhere, and they've just got it. Let's see how he plays here in this point.
Look at that reaction.
16-15.
Well, he's not going to change his approach at all, is he, Lee, here? It's been all-out attack pretty much from the first point, and it still is. Even after Watanabe had a pretty healthy lead at one stage.
Well, this time, Cheuk Yiu played the net shot and was automatically moving backwards. There you go. That just initial little fraction of movement tells you what they're looking for. Up to that point in the match, he's been sort of edging forwards, expecting Watanabe to net back. I'm surprised he's left it that late, because Watanabe's been lifting out almost since the start.
Missed it.
Yeah, he's gone wide.
Serve over. 16-17.
Yeah, should be an easy finish, almost a slam dunk.
Serves over.
From Cheuk Yiu.
18-16.
Again, he's won the battle at the net. I can't remember Watanabe getting the better of him and forcing Lee to lift out. He's got to be close to a 100% record. with the net exchange, getting the attack.
Oh, that landed in.
That was close. I thought we might see a challenge from Watanabe.
No challenge, and now in a really commanding position. Cheuk Yiu, can he see out this first game here? Long way behind at one stage, remember.
Watanabe still not showing any intensity at the net. It might just be that's his style, but for me, he needs to work harder there.
Well, that was a tame effort from the Japanese.
20,
and it gives
game point,
Cheuk Yiu
16.
4 game points.
Thank you. Players on court.
How good was that?
No challenge either. That looked very close to that back line, in fact. But Watanabe seems happy just to let this one go.
So 21-16 after that terrific serve. Yeah, clearly it was good. And it means that Cheuk Yiu leads. 1 game to love.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game. Level. Play. Serve server. 1 love.
So Watanabe with his back against the wall a bit here. Second half of that opening game, he was dominated really by Lee.
Two love.
Total misjudgment by Lee.
3 love.
Get the impression watching game 1 that Cheuk Yiu feels like he can win this if he turns it on, if he focuses. He feels like he's the superior player. That's the impression I'm getting.
Well, that's all very well, but he's given Watanabe a start here in the second game without Watanabe having to really do too much to get it. Just a series of errors from Lee.
That is miles in court, both width and length.
5 love.
Well, there's not so much between the players that Lee can afford to just switch off for, you know, 4 or 5 points. He's on the board eventually in game 2.
No, I completely agree. You can't, you've got to give Watanabe more respect than that. Good net shot. Oh, that was close to the back line.
He didn't need to go anywhere near it, did he? Got away with it. But it would have been heart in mouth time for a second. I mean, he could have gone either side. It was pretty much bang on the paint, wasn't it?
Wow. Risky. Just wide, I think.
Yep.
3-5.
Poor touch, letting him down.
6-3.
He's done all the hard work in that rally. Well, that was disappointing from his point of view. Let Watanabe off the hook, rather.
Well, what a turnaround from what we saw at the end of the
7-3.
first, where he took 4 or 5 straight points to close out the opening game.
Well, Watanabe must be loving this, because he's not really having to do a great deal, just staying in the point, knowing the error's going to come. And he's gone big favourite, even at the relatively early in this second game. I know that he squandered a similar-sized lead in the first game, but Lee can't keep relying on these comebacks. And he's just given Watanabe a huge confidence injection here, the way he started. That's better.
Serves over. 4-8.
I wonder how much confidence it does give Watanabe, though. He will know that it's his opponent who's throwing it away rather than Watanabe winning it himself.
But you got to love cheap points, though, don't you?
But yes, the 8 points that he's been almost gifted. You can't
There's another
argue
one.
with.
Serves over. 9-4.
And it gets to a point, of course, where that lead becomes almost unassailable.
10-4.
I just wonder if there isn't more than a touch of complacency in this, the way that Lee came out for this second game.
That's absolutely what we're looking at. There was one of the errors he made at the forehand net. He almost stepped to it and tried to just take it on one leg instead of getting his body there to take it balanced.
Shake of the head, Watanabe in a great position here. Big odds on a decider. It's 11-4, the Japanese in front.
Big shake of the head as he finishes this as well. Well, I'm almost glad to see that he's disappointed rather than that complacent. He's got to step it up here.
Port 1, 20 seconds. Port 1, 20 seconds. Play.
Now you just wonder, not saying that Cheuk Yiu is not trying from now, but you just wonder whether he's going to be in a sort of energy conservation mode, knowing that all things being equal, it's going to be very, very difficult to come back in this game from make it 9 points behind now.
Well, I was about to say the first 2 or 3 points after the break will show us that, because you're absolutely right. I think Lee will, without trying to make it too obvious, will let this second game slide and keep his energy for the third.
And it's almost an open invitation. Well, it's been called out, so Watanabe challenging.
Out.
Just think he had him where he wanted him at the end of the first game, Lee, and he's kind of let him off the hook. That's wide by a distance. So
challenge unsuccessful.
One challenge gone.
One challenge remaining.
The Japanese.
Serve 5-13. Play.
Don't need any kind of a challenge with that, though.
Serve 14-5.
Well, Watanabe with such a healthy lead. Yes, he can afford to try and find the lines with the winners, but he equally can get drawn into that sort of complacency about the game and start almost half trying at this point. He's got to make sure he finishes this off, because he could be guilty of the same thing as Lee.
Oh, that was way wide. And Lee's thinking, okay, well, a few more of those, I might get interested again. Really quick second game, though. I think we're only about 10 minutes to here. Very short points. Well, and very cheap ones, too.
Yeah, it's
16-7.
Getting a little bit difficult to watch at times with the amount of mistakes. And it's almost a completely relaxed Cheuk Yiu now.
Yeah, I mean, both players at this stage know we're going to decide. There's 3 more points needed now for Watanabe to take game 2. Oh, super shot.
It was, but it was also a less than 100% effort given in defence, I think.
Well, that's landed in, so Just a little matter of
20
13 game points here for Koki Watanabe. And this is all down to the shoddy start that Lee made.
Yeah, 4, maybe 5 love. It was, like you said, the word complacent. I think that was a perfect
Second
description.
game won by
So a lightning
Koki
second game, which Watanabe wins easily 21-7. And we're all set up here for a decider.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Lee.
So, what are we going to see here in this
Final
decider? Hard
game.
to know.
Love all. Play.
Well, hopefully a much more switched on Lee Cheuk Yiu in the deciding game. Or perhaps not.
That was not the most
One
auspicious of
love.
starts, was it?
Love. Serves over. 1-2.
Well, I was about to say that
2-all.
the advice would be to Lee Cheuk Yiu just to bring your margins in, you know, don't go for those corners. But it's Watanabe now, that's making a little bit of a mess at times too.
Oh, that's much better. Terrific stuff from Lee.
3-2.
It's kind of either feast or famine with him, isn't it? Or as one of my old school teachers used to say, duck or no dinner.
Not sure the whole world's going to quite get the context, but I like the phrase.
Yeah, well, kind of all or nothing, isn't it, with Lee? I mean, we've seen
that shot was wonderful.
we've seen some
Serves
phenomenal
over.
shots from him,
3-all.
and we've also seen some almost inexplicable errors. There's kind of no middle ground, is there?
No, I think all or nothing is a little bit easier to understand. However,
4-3.
Try to widen your horizons.
Thank you. Oh, right into his hands there.
It was, but he played the rest of the rally really tightly, hadn't he, Lee? There was no semblance, there was no, let's say, arrogance, but sometimes you think he's a little too casual. There was none of that. Stay in the point, wait for the opportunity. When he got it, took advantage of it.
Thank you.
Really well-timed split. That body position he got himself in there was great, but you're absolutely right. That was a lot more conservative and controlled. What I've noticed as well is now it's a competitive game once again. Watanabe is actually starting to challenge Lee at the net, which we didn't see at all in the opening game. Feels like he's actually gained in confidence. So I think you're right, Trevor, that although string of points he almost threw away has given Watanabe some hope.
6-3.
Yeah, but he's facing a different Lee now, isn't he, in the third game? He's switched on again. And maybe give his coach a little bit of credit for whatever he said to him after the second game. Which was probably right, forget about it, but now you have to be, as I said, switched on from the start.
And that's not always the easiest thing to do either, to, once you dip in form, to sort of get yourself back up to that performing level can be quite difficult. That's a wonderful shot. Good variation. Great use of the punch clear.
6.
Well, good thing from Lee's point of view, it was wide, because I don't think he was getting there.
7-4.
Yeah, he's definitely given himself a lot of court to cover, going cross with the smash.
You wonder, don't you, where was this a game ago? Because we know when he's on, he can be so devastating. You can't beat Axelsen, Kidambi and Ginting in the same tournament without having something about you, can you?
And he wasn't even that close to the line with the smash. Just played a good rally and opened up the space.
Service over. 5-8.
I do wonder if at the end of his career, whether he'll look back and have a few regrets in terms of, you know, should have won a lot more. And I think when you look at the talent that he has, he's 28, one World Tour title. I think it really does his talent justice, to be honest, Bobby.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And there's a string of players which I'd argue may feel the same. Almost throw away chances and opportunities
7-8.
to get to the latter stages, to get to finals, and then somehow justify it. And that's the hard part. It's a good rally. Oi!
8-all.
Well, thought about it, didn't it, the shuttle, which side it was going to roll over on, and in the end it came back on Lee's side.
Hard fought now, though. We could be in for quite an exciting and close finish here. Well, half of the shuttle did roll over, it came back again.
How about that? A little short from Watanabe and the exacting full punishment.
Yeah, that was hit hard. I'd quite like to have seen the shot clock on that smash speed. And took it on the back foot, so to speak.
Well, in amongst the Lee power, Watanabe's producing the occasional gem.
Yeah, nice looking shots. I think going back to that eggs in baskets analogy, Lee was really hunting that net shot. And to his detriment in the end.
10-9.
He didn't expect Watanabe to get that back.
I think he's headed that, Lee.
11-9, interval, change end.
Anyhow, it's 11-9, Watanabe in front at the mid-game break.
Cheuk Yiu hit the smash and stood on the back line. Didn't think for a moment Japanese would recover. Look at him. Oh, yeah, it's coming.
And that's the first thing coaches tell you, isn't it? You don't turn around or let your concentration waver until you see that that shuttle's dead.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Players on court. (11-9). Play.
Oh, that looks close to me.
You want to take it?
It's a very quick challenge from Cheuk Yiu.
Well, he challenged first point, didn't he, remember? And he's challenging...
He's won a couple of challenges, in fact.
Yeah, he has. It was the last game, wasn't he? Challenged the first point, or the first, I can't remember what game it was, but...
Very first game, very first point, yes.
So let's see what technology says this time. Not to be.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 12-9. Play.
Right on the line.
Yeah, I think that caught some paint.
I think it was flush on the line, that one. No
10,
interest from
12.
Watanabe in challenging. Well, building up to a potentially thrilling finish here. It was been a pretty quick match, only 46 minutes to here.
Haven't seen an awful lot of long rallies in this one.
11-12.
Well, certainly weren't in the last game.
Well, that was a strange looking shot from Lee.
Service over.
Almost tried to float it in court. As if it was disguised, but it wasn't. And he missed. It was bizarre. Oh, those players recovering. That was a great backhand from Lee.
And that's long by distance. He did well to stay in that rally, actually, as you said, quite early on in that exchange.
Comfortable leave in the end. Oh, what a shame for Watanabe.
13
2 errors in a row. He's got to tighten things up here.
It does give us, though, a absolutely nail-biting conclusion, potentially, to this match.
14-13.
Impossible to pick a winner at this stage. Not just because it's close on the scoreboard, because the momentum of the match keeps ebbing and flowing from one direction to another. That's long.
White corner. Serve, 14.
Well, it really has been the story of the day, hasn't it? Working really hard with that defence, getting back into the rally, getting to a position where you're
Thank you.
in charge of your own destiny and making a mistake. Good save from Lee. Oh, that is lovely. What a shot from Lee Cheuk Yiu.
15-14.
Not a bad length from Watanabe, but just the disguise to slice across and take the pace off.
I think sometimes you just have to hold your hand up and say, good shot. I mean, nothing you can do about that. Just a bit of brilliance. That really is the Lee Cheuk Yiu story, writ large in about 45 seconds. You get a wonderful stroke, and then you get just a lapse of concentration and a completely unforced error.
Oh, it's gone wide again, and
16-15.
Lee Cheuk Yiu digging deeper than he had done for a while.
Wipe card, please. Sorry. Thank you.
You're still right in what you said a few minutes ago, Trevor. The momentum just keeps going back and forwards. Brilliant net shot. Oh, he's hit the net.
17,
I think Watanabe's
15.
racket struck the net here.
That's the umpire's decision. And it looked pretty clear-cut, didn't it? And it wasn't much of an argument from the Japanese.
Thank you.
I think he saw it pretty clearly.
Well, Lee Cheuk Yiu certainly thought so too.
So that was a big point. Another couple of big points coming up, especially for Lee Cheuk Yiu. Suddenly, a 2-point gap almost looks like a cavern at this stage of the match.
Serve 16-17.
Well, I'm glad the intensity's back from that second game for Cheuk Yiu, but the tension of the moment just seems to be on top of these two players at the moment too. Oi, lovely.
So some great work at the net again from Lee.
So
3 points away.
18-16.
Well, the points that have been won genuinely in the match have very often come from that net exchange. Watanabe's been growing in confidence and getting a bit more likely to take him on at the net, but certainly for Lee, he's won a ton of points that way.
Serve over, 17-18.
I think one of the most nervous occupations in badminton has to be Cheuk Yiu's coach, because he's probably sitting there kind of not necessarily wanting to watch too much of this now. Nerve-wracking to score this way. That'll help the cause though. Now 2 points away.
Serve over.
Well, it has to have been the shuffle this time, but that net again moved. Yeah, bounced off. Great kill from Cheuk Yiu. Lovely technique, and it's actually very difficult not to allow your racket head to go over the net when you do that. Excellent. Oh.
Serves over.
Well, he tried to be creative in the end.
19.
That variation.
I think he was frustrated because it was such a great pickup from Watanabe. He kind of almost thought maybe he'd done enough to win the point, and then was trying to get it over quickly and made the error.
Thank you. On court. Cheuk Yiu. On court.
Well, players breathing heavily, as you might expect. That's a lovely shot.
Serves over.
Absolutely nailed down the line, and it brings
Match
up
point
2 match points
18.
for Cheuk Yiu.
Speed of movement from Lee, switches his feet, gets off the mark quickly, and well executed.
That's landed in, well in.
Serves over. 19-20.
It's been a few very poor leaves today, isn't there?
Yeah, several of them.
Throughout the day's play. Lift was short, dispatched.
20.
And Watanabe didn't need a second invitation in this one, only mid-court.
So 2 match points saved by the Japanese, and now Lee would be feeling particularly nervous. Even more so now.
21.
He saved 2 match points. Watanabe, now he has one of his own.
Serves over. 21-all.
Well, we said nail-biting finish, Trevor.
So now
22,
that error
21.
from Watanabe gives Lee a third chance.
Play let. Play let.
You have to play a let now.
Ready?
Although, if you were Watanabe, you'd advise him to just be aware when Lee's about to serve. Don't lose the match just standing there, not making any attempt.
Oh, there we go.
Well, I tell you what, it was an in-and-out performance from Lee Cheuk Yiu. He gets there in the end, 23-21. There was some brilliant badminton. There was some not quite so brilliant stuff as well from him. But they provided us with great entertainment, and all in less than an hour.
Yes, I mean, that second game was perhaps not something that most will rewind and watch.
Match won by Lee Cheuk Yiu.
Unfortunately, it didn't last that long.
21-16,
But the opener,
7-21,
and certainly the second half of that third game were thrilling, and credit to Lee for finding a way back after a slightly disastrous second game.
Yeah, he did it the hard way. Now from Hong Kong. And that was the reaction. 21-16, 7-21, 23-21 in 59 minutes on court. We've still got 5 more live matches to come. Jill Clark and Steen Pedersen are coming in. Stay with us.